It's a lot of things that sort of go together. Hodgepodge, we think it's funny. We hope you do too. But if you don't, we're gonna do it anyway. Hodgepodge, it's a show. It's a lot of things that sort of go together. Hodgepodge, now you know what happens when we can't get together. Hodgepodge.
And welcome to Hodgepodge,
Hodgepodge,
weekly update of all things teen related at Kent District Library. My name is Miss Monica. I am a librarian at the East Grand Rapids branch of Kent District Library, and here with me is my partner in crime, Miss Clare from Kellogg'sville. Hello, Clare.
hi Monica.
We're doing great.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. Happy January.
Yes.
All right, moderator, how are we starting our day off today?
Well, we're going to start today's show with a 30-second challenge. And today's challenge is I want you each to pick up the book that is closest to you. Tell us why it is the greatest book ever. Remember, 30 seconds. And we're going to have you go first, Monica.
Okay, the book closest to me was Nature's Best Hope, A New Approach for Conservation That Starts in Your Yard by Douglas Tallamy. It's all about ripping up your lawn and putting in native plants to increase biodiversity and make your yard less of a sterile wasteland and more appropriate for birds and insects and plants. And anyway, I guess I can't tell you to tear up your yards. That sounds awful. But if you want to plant native plants, I highly recommend this book. It's extremely hopeful and positive.
We'll have to stop you right there. And now it is time for...
Okay, so I don't have like any books around me, but I am going to 100% talk about this book called Making Friends by Kristen Gunsnook. It is amazing. Happiness and unicorns. This girl has this magical notebook and she draws a best friend, and the best friend turns out to be amazing and turns into real life. And then there's a head that's just floating around and doing weird things. And it's like Sailor Moon and rainbow and unicorns and happiness and sparkle and beautiful and friendship and amazing. And it's the best book ever. And I just can't stop looking, and the pictures are so great. Like the art, it just feels like you're transported into like this future 90s.
Okay, Miss Clare, your time is up as well.
Friendship.
And as always, if you can email us right at that email address there, let us know what you think.
I don't think it's fair that Claire got to pick any random book that wasn't next to her, and I had to talk about the biodiversity one, which I'm very passionate about, but is not necessarily like a book that other humans would want to read. That's
well, perhaps that is a debate for another show, but right now, y'all, we need to move on to stay on schedule. So
okay. So, a weather report. Is that what we're doing next in that case?
Yes, it is. All right.
Let's find out what the weather's like.
I have no idea. I'm locked in this room, but I heard that Mr. Greg knows. Here you go.
hey, thanks, Montclair, and welcome to the It Depends on the Weather report. And here we are in the winter time, and so I get a lot of questions. How cold is it going to be? How much snow are we going to get? And like I always like to say, well, it sometimes depends whether you're in the south, in the north, if you're at low altitude, high altitude. Take right now, it's a beautiful, sunshiny, blue sky day here. Right now, I'm on the south end of the library, kind of low ground. But in a minute, we're going to go way up there to the north side, way up to the like 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet up. Let's go up there and see what it's like up there. Come on. And this is a long way. almost there. Whew, I gotta catch my breath and get a hat on, and get my coat on, and then we'll go out there and we'll see what's happening up here at the high altitude on the north end. Come on. Well, as you can see, here we are, 2,000 feet up in the air. Down there, you saw it was nice and warm, sun shining. Now I'm on the north end up high, and we're getting snow. Not a lot of snow right now, but still flurries in the air. Probably in a little while, we'll have a lot more. So once again, when you ask the question, how cold is it going to be? How much snow are we going to get? Well, it depends whether you're at high altitude, low altitude, if you're in the north, in the south. Like everything else, depends on the weather. Now back to you, Montclair.
This is like the exact opposite. Like, doesn't understand what a weather is.
No.
Really well.
We really need to talk to Greg.
Anyway, that was great, Greg. Thanks so much for that incredibly accurate weather report, which was exactly the kind of thing that we were expecting and asked for in this show. Next up, I think it's time for a book report with Miss Courtney.
Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. So Miss Courtney is our friendly neighborhood librarian at the Kentwood and Gaines branches, and she is coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hi, my name is Miss Courtney. I am one of the youth librarians for Kent District Library, and I'm here to talk to you about one of my absolute favorite books. Now, favorite is a word that if you know me, you hear me throw around all the time. But when I say it about The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Meinhardt, I 100% mean it with my entire heart, my whole body and soul. This book is so good. Your heart needs it, especially now when it's like cozy season. You're ready to like snuggle up in your favorite sweater and read a book. So The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise is about a young girl named Coyote. That is her name. That's not the name she was born with, but that's the name she chose. A few years ago, before the story starts, Coyote lost her mom and her 2 sisters in a car accident. So it's just her and her dad. And instead of facing their problems, her dad, who is called Rodeo, again, not the name he was born with, but the name that he has chosen for himself and what Coyote calls him, they've decided to kind of run away from their problems and their feelings. So with insurance money, they buy this van, which they call Jaeger. There it is. And they just travel around the country. They go wherever they want, whenever they want, eat really cool sandwiches, and meet lots of really cool people. But Coyote finds out in the beginning of our story from her grandma that the park that was by their old house in, I believe it's Washington State, is about to be turned into a condo or into a community. So it's going to be torn down and houses are going to be put up. Coyote and her mom and her 2 sisters, right before the car accident, buried a time capsule there. So it has lots of memories about their time together and their feelings and all this kind of stuff. And Coyote's freaking out because she doesn't want to lose those memories. She doesn't want to lose that. But her dad absolutely refuses to go back home. So she has to try and trick him into going back to Washington. And on the way, they meet lots of wonderful people who have heartwarming and heartbreaking stories. And it's just such a good book. You can check this out at your local library. You can get the physical book through curbside. You can get the ebook. Please, I'm begging you, if you have one book to read over Christmas break, let it be The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise.
Sold.
Love it. Is that the same author who wrote the book where, like, there was all the kids trapped on the island and there was a librarian who was like king of the rats?
I've never heard of that book. Now I want to.
I can't
You have to give us more information, Monica.
I think it was blue.
No.
Anyway, yes, that's a very good book. Definitely recommend. Good choice, Miss Courtney.
Yes. All right.
What are we doing next? Oh, my dog just walked into the room. Okay, sorry, I got very excited there.
Fine. Get even more excited. So I decided to give some lovely librarians here at KDL some challenges and have some fun with it. And I always pre-test these challenges, to see how they're going to be. And I wasn't planning on showing anyone these, but hey, I figured I should probably show you what I was doing after we see Miss Emily and Miss Courtney do theirs.
Okay, sounds good.
But as you can tell, the challenge was quick change. So that's Emily's interpretation. Here's Miss Courtney's interpretation.
I'm really excited to read this book, but I can't read it in my work clothes. I know what I'll do. I'll change into my comfy clothes. Ready? Yay! I'm ready. Oh, wait. I need one more thing. Ready? Now I'm ready.
Why don't I own a full-size cozy animal Snuggie?
Right? Well, and here's the finale. So they were both the most intelligent, beautiful humans on the planet. And it didn't go how I thought would happen. So this is what I thought people were going to do. Here's me.
That was so nice. Thanks for sharing that video with us, Claire. What bravery.
I was just so amazed that they were perfect and used editing.
They're familiar with TikTok. Clearly some of us are not. Well, that was certainly a moment, and I enjoyed it. Still better that I don't own pajamas like that, though.
Yeah. I think that was what was missing from my performance. It wasn't ever supposed to be shown, but here we are. Now it's going to be living infamy forever. So let's just go to something else. Let's go somewhere else. Let's
Gaming update. Gaming update.
Gaming update. All right.
More serious.
Yes.
Gaming update with some of your local librarians.
Miss Hannah and Miss Bethany are gonna come to you and tell you what's what.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. This here is Hannah.
Hi, I'm Bethany.
And we are going to talk about some games that are worth the hype. So what I'm going to talk about today is Celeste.
Ooh.
So the main character of Celeste is a trans girl. So this is a trans inclusive game, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And this was originally made during a game jam. So for those of you who don't know what a game jam is, it's this really short, 2 or 3 day competition where you just make an entire game from start to finish.
Yeah, I think I heard about it back when it first came out, back then.
Mm-hmm. It was made originally in 2016.
Yeah.
But due to popular demand, the creators came back together and they made a fully fledged version of it.
Ooh.
and it is just gorgeous. It is a platformer game. It's available on every format that you play games besides mobile phones. And it looks simple, but it is not. So the main character is trying to climb Mount Celeste, and she's fighting her own demons to get up to the top of the mountain. So there's a lot of good characters. There's a lot of just really good storylines.
Look at all that scenery.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So they just did a phenomenal job with it.
Absolutely. That looks like such a fun game to play. I really enjoy platformers, so that would be awesome.
Yeah. So, what do you have to share today, Bethany?
I'm going to talk a little bit about playing D&D online. So, since the pandemic's been going on, the whole past year, I haven't really gotten the chance to play D&D, except I've had a whole year now playing D&D with my online friends, and we're using Discord to do that. So we're using Discord, and we're incorporating D&D Beyond, which is a platform that allows you to put together your character sheet and use it to like figure out what your armor class is and how good your character is at their intelligence or their dexterity. And it's really, really awesome to have everything in one place. Everything gets added properly that way, which can be really hard when you're transferring information on pen and paper from a book. So I'm loving that. And the best part about it is there is a bot on Discord that incorporates the D&D Beyond information into the Discord. So this bot is called Avray, and you can use it to bring all that information in and roll your D&D dice right in Discord instead of having them on your person and rolling them on the table.
Yeah, and I'll say as a new player, I hopped in a few of your games, and it's a really easy way to get your foot wet in trying D&D.
Yeah.
So it's really good for one-shots, which means is one story start to finish. And it's really good for beginners because they don't have to wrestle with the sheet of paper and remember the scoring. The computer does it for you, which is lovely if you're not so good at the maths. Like
Yeah. I'm not good at math either. That's my favorite thing. I'd like to read.
Me too.
Yeah.
Good job for us.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm really loving lore and stuff like that. The books are coming out with lately in the D&D world. So there's a new one, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, that came out at the end of 2020, and you can get that information on D&D Beyond too. So you can say, if you're like, I don't like any of the cleric options, but this one from Tasha's, I want to play this Twilight cleric with extra long dark vision. So that's really fun. So you can do that.
Yeah, sounds real cool.
All right. Any other games that are hyped right now, Hannah?
I think that's all I have for today. So
All right. We're going to hand it back over to Monica and Claire. Thanks for having us.
bye.
I've never heard of Celeste before. How have I never heard of Celeste? That sounds amazing.
I'm not what you would call a gaming human or even like a mobile phone gaming human. Like, I don't want to disparage mobile phone gaming. That sounded really bad. But like, I didn't even play Candy Crush when that was a thing, if that makes sense. That's what I meant by a mobile phone game, not, okay, all right. But anyway, those sound amazing.
Yes. Especially we actually played D&D with Bethany for like a hot second with the Avery, and it was kind of awesome. Like,
it was amazing.
Yeah. It was nice.
It did all the math. And Bethany was so patient with us.
All right, moderator, what are we doing now? Fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day. Wait, are we all? We're at the 20-minute mark again.
Oh my gosh.
This is only supposed to be a 15-minute show. We are bad.
But it's fine because we have a fun fact. I'm going to do the fun fact this time, Monica.
Yes, I'm ready. I am focused.
Amazing.
Fun fact.
So, in case you guys don't know, penguin poo is called guano. So, here we go.
Wait, like bats?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Oh, now you're having a second guess it.
I'm just saying.
Okay, but
bat guano I've never heard of penguin guano.
Oh,
They have kind of the same leathery wings.
yeah, we're learning things, but that's not the point of the fun fact. Okay,
Okay.
so scientists were like chilling in the Antarctic, living their life, studying penguin poop, you know, how you do, and realized that they would get so loopy and silly and just like totally out of there. So when they did research and like, why is this phenomenon happening? It turns out penguin poop, when it like starts to decompose and break down, it releases laughing gas. So like the stuff you would get at the dentist when you're getting work done on your mouth. So they're like going crazy, being like, why are we so silly? Ha 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 ha. While studying penguin. Guano, sorry.
Is that for real?
Yeah. There is an article from CNN about it. I read on it about mental floss. I have fact checked. It's a thing, and it was discovered in 2020.
That is amazing. That is a very fun fact. I am going to use penguin guano as an excuse whenever I am being too loud at work. Like, perhaps it is penguin guano.
Yeah, it's just a penguin that you have laying around, you know.
Well, excellent. That was a great note to end the show on. Thank you again, all of my friends, for tuning in. We can't wait to see you next week. As per the usual, feel free to email us if you have questions, if you have comments, if you find out that Claire was wrong and penguin poop is not called guano. Hodgepodge!
Hodgepodge!
Hodgepodge,
See you later.
it's a show. It's a lot of things that sort of go together. Hodgepodge, we think it's funny. We hope you do too. But if you don't, we're gonna do it anyway. Hodgepodge, it's a show. It's a lot of things that sort of go together. Hodgepodge, now you know what happens when we can't get together. Hodgepodge.